Welcome in to the Denver Sports Podcast. What a great day in the Mile High City to do this one. Joined once again by Mitch, slowly becoming quite the regular on TDSP here.
I have things to say.
It's true. It's true. And ball knowledge across all fields.
Correct.
And he brings that rapid summer vibe, which you love to see. And then
I think that was worth a scoff.
it played well. It played well. It was good added color, no doubt. The man, the myth, the legend. Some have said you've invented the Olympics. You certainly have invented the DNVR brand and are honorary Serbian.
That's right. It's great to be here.
Yeah.
It's wonderful
So
to be
good.
here.
That's
We are
D-line,
in an
so good.
absolute,
D-line, by the way.
as Brendan Velt would say, we are in the absolute nadir of the basketball calendar. There is less than nothing to talk about, with the exception of the Olympics. So there's
So
a
fun.
little bit of meat on those bones for an everyday show. Maybe not as much meat as the Wolf Cubs require.
So true. So true. The Cubs, they are hungry. It is the content desert these days. Thank God for the Olympics. All sorts of stuff to get into. Obviously, we previewed it on our show. Was that Thursday, Mitch? We did that with AJ? That was a blast.
It was great.
So we've got plenty to get into. You know, you fall in love. You have little Olympic flings. Maybe we've all become rugby experts in the last 3 days. So we get to talk about that. Jamal Murray, Jokic, they're in action. But first, let's start with a little palate cleanser, guys. What team has the most riding on next season in Denver sports?
Ooh.
May I make the case for a few?
By all means.
I think you start with the Nuggets. People feel like, okay, the Nuggets, you know, they've lost some pieces this window. Jokic is 29. Before you know it, he's 30. How many more years does Jamal have? So, you know, I think there's a lot of pressure to capitalize right now. I think that would be your mainstream answer. You'd say Nuggets.
I don't know if I would, but keep going.
I think Sean Payton, quite the crossroad. You know, he went all in on this rookie quarterback. He's disparaged just about everyone who's no longer with the team. Russell Wilson, first and foremost. He's given absolute control. And I think showing some progress, showing that you're moving in the right direction, feels like this is a real big season for him. Your Rammies and Jay Norvell. It kind of feels like it's a now or never season. They're able to retain their top two stars. Let me just yes
give you the answer to that. I mean, it's never. Now or what does that even mean? To win a bowl game? Sure, no problem.
Right. Win a bowl game. Schedule. It's a lot of teams with first-time coaches.
But you mean just with the Norvell era?
Yeah.
For him specifically.
To show that progress and get himself off any even thought of a hot seat.
I don't know if that's true, though.
Just feels like that athletic department has really invested a lot over the years, and they've been real patient. And now is kind of the time where it's like, okay, the patience is enough. It's time to really show some results.
I mean, I definitely agree with that, but the pressure in Fort Collins isn't the same as it is in other places.
That's a great point. That is a great point.
The people of Fort Collins like football, but they're like kind of like
good people.
They're kind of like an educated crowd. If it makes sense. Like it kind of like they kind of are. They like football, but they're not like into it up there, like the way that we are down here. Well, it's just the truth of it.
Was back in the day.
Well, it's not that they're not into it, but it's just it doesn't permeate the culture of the city like it does like in Boulder or in Denver. It's just
is that apathy that's built over time, or it's always been like that?
No, it's kind of just like everybody in Fort Collins works at the university, and they're like, or they work for HP, and they're just like kind of they're like
just kind of chill.
They're outdoorsy and intellectual.
Mm-hmm. And the stakes are just
my kind of
a little. There's just,
but there's no reason. Like the thing
is,
but that's the point is that Fort Collins doesn't put pressure on the team to win because the people there don't care that much because it's not part of their identity.
They could be a Boise, or like another smaller town within.
I mean, you're telling
with
me
big football dreams that wants it and puts all the pressure, but That's not very realistic, and I like their approach to
But it
CSU
is-
sports in general. I lived up there for a little bit as a buff in enemy territory, but
The thing is, it's like it
I liked
is
it.
realistic in that they could
great
easily
town.
scrape together the resources. They have the money.
They have. They've dedicated some great resources.
There's certainly no reason that.
and they're good in other programs.
But
you know?
and there's also certainly no reason somebody would choose to go to Lincoln, Nebraska over Fort Collins if it was just a lifestyle decision.
Absolutely,
It's just like
yeah.
they have not really ever fully committed to being a sports school. But the thing I will say, and to your point, is that they have shown an interest in that direction way more in the past 5 to 10 years. Building that stadium was a massive indicator that
huge
they
endeavor.
because they're ultimately they want to get into a Power Five. They want to be
That's right.
they want to be in soccer terms they want to be promoted.
Yeah, that's right.
And so they have to show that they are viable. And so it's like kind of a weird thing. Like Fort Collins has to kind of change its like approach if they really want
That's
sports
really
to be a
interesting.
thing.
I mean,
they do
I
show
think
up
I
for
would agree.
basketball. I love the basketball crowd.
That's the thing.
and
is
I
that-
think that's kind of
Retaining that coach, I think, is huge.
That's
I mean,
kind of the proof of concept for filling out that football
and
season.
the idea is you put the stadium on the campus that the students will be more apt to go simply if it just even starts as a social activity and then you start to build that tradition. And so they're kind of starting from ground zero in a lot of ways. And so it's a little bit of so it doesn't seem like the same, but there's no reason it couldn't be if Fort Collins like really decided they wanted it to be.
Well, and I remember when I'd come visit in the late '90s to see my grandparents out here, it really felt like a Broncos Buffs Rams town.
Yeah.
When the Rams were really good and that
Yes.
rivalry was super felt, and those were
Yes.
ranked teams regularly.
Yes.
And then the Buffs, who, obviously you have two potential Heisman candidates on that team. Even with Coach Prime, you don't know how often that's going to be happening. You're entering a new conference, and I think there is a bit of pressure of showing results.
Yeah.
In some ways, proving to Coach Prime, maybe proving to himself that this is a place that can be a long-term place where he can do his thing and achieve the results he seeks on the field. So I think there's a lot of pressure. Maybe I wouldn't put them at the top of the totem pole, but I think they're certainly worth mentioning.
I mean, in my my way of thinking, like the Coach Prime era is going to show whether or not he's a competent recruiter. If he recruits the right players versus because he does in many ways have a huge advantage because there's just something outside of football that people that are drawn to with him because he's he's like a golden god, and he's the most famous person I've ever encountered. You just feel the waves, like he's just wherever he goes, whatever he does, he's just the most famous person you can have.
Yeah.
And so
One
he
of
can
the
get
brands of
so he can
sports
like
media
convince a lot of people to do a lot of things. It's just last year they didn't put together a team that made sense. They didn't know how to properly stock their line with both offensive and defensive, and so it didn't matter that they had a great quarterback and a great wideout / cornerback, which I still think he should pick one or the other, so he doesn't get because he got torched like 4 times and cost him the game.
Yeah, when
he
he came back from the injury, it was tough.
Because he was dead tired, which is like, why would okay? But anyways, so I think we're going to find out, and so I think all signs point to them being much improved.
You would think.
But we're going to see. I don't know. Like, you don't know. You just see guys, and sometimes guys are transferring because they're not good teammates. And that's kind of a thing is you get this, like, all of these guys that are sort of renegades, sort of like for hire guns a little bit.
Yeah.
And it can maybe hurt a team, but it can also totally. So we're going to find out that if that's a viable strategy.
I feel like a lot of people discounted that factor in the people leaving, right? Like already there's reports of the cornerback in Florida. Cormani, thank you,
McLean,
Buffs
yes.
producer Alyssa. Appreciate that.
She knows ball.
How did you know that? How did you know that, Alyssa?
He, like everyone's like, well, they lost a bunch of guys. Well, one, it wasn't a very good team last year, and two, kind of already has borne out that at least they
guys they
excised
lost.
some problems.
Yeah.
And you have another year of Shedeur feeling comfortable.
Yeah,
and,
if I was to bet,
Um,
I would bet on CU making a bowl game this year.
Oh yeah, but
100%.
8 wins somewhere in there.
I mean,
think it's
but
a good year.
I felt that was the case last year.
Me
no
too.
problem. And it's just like it was like spectacularly it blew up in spectacular
Seemed like it
fashion.
for a while, and then kind of came to a screeching halt.
Right.
Would they be they're
kind of the number
the
one
team
to
with
me.
the
They have to
most
be.
riding on this
Well,
season?
they have to be,
right?
but also because
Really?
there's
the most eyes are on them.
There's not so much a deadline on the prime buffs because unless he bounces, which I don't think he will because they're recruiting so hard on some guys going forward.
But even that,
with
I kind of
Shedeur
feel
and
like
Travis,
some of those
there's a
recruits
deadline.
have to hit for him to
Yes.
feel like, okay, I can really build long term. Because if he loses Shedeur and Travis and some of those tippy top guys don't come through, I think that's a little added pressure of like,
It is for sure.
maybe there is other employers.
It just to me, it's like it's just going to come down to whether or not he learned to recruit line players, whether or not he was able to get guys for the trenches.
How quickly
on
can
both
you make
sides.
that gel? I mean,
No.
so long in college football, it's like you need a little continuity to build a program.
Right.
And they're really trying to build it instantly, instant success.
But
That's
yeah, so
interesting. But you guys think even more so than the Nuggets?
Yes,
Nuggets won, bro.
Yeah, Nuggets are in a refractory period.
It doesn't
my guy.
matter what happens with them.
Don't touch us.
Honestly, to me, it doesn't. And I'm like, that is my number one team. That is my favorite sport.
Yeah.
That is my entire sporting world. And,
Yeah.
and they won, and I'm fine. Like, it doesn't matter to me for a while.
Yeah, like
We've made it to the mountaintop. If we have to hike down earlier than we planned
I
on,
know.
that's fine.
I'm with you. Like, but without this, the part that sounds like resignation, I'm with you. Like, I'm happy. I'm not fully satisfied at all. I would definitely want more. But should it all go south and we never get anything more, this was still an incredible era.
No doubt.
But and if they don't win it next year, it's still like there's. You remember when the Avalanche, like after, kind of what the Avalanche are now, it's like,
yeah, I do.
if they, like, what does it mean that they didn't win last year?
No, I know. There's
Like, it doesn't mean anything.
There's
Like,
just a
people are
couple
still in.
seasons where I'm like, damn, that one would have been nice. That was one where they probably
Yeah, but they're
should've
not
won.
like getting clowned, and it's like
No, that's for sure.
the Buffs. Like, if it goes badly for the Buffs, like, it's going to be so loud, like so loud.
That's a good point. The only counter to the Nuggets, and I'll get to these on the other side, would be some of maybe the greater ramifications of a season gone awry, the core or Booth or Malone. And then I want to talk about Murray and his performance with Team Canada. When I get text from my buddy Joe about
Sure.
he's not on Twitter, so he thinks his observations are unique, and instead they're the most common observation
What is
everyone's
Joe short
making.
for? Is that Joseph or is that
Joseph.
Josepher?
Yeah, Joseph.
Joseph, okay.
I wish it was Josepher. Josepher would be a good one. So he was asking about Jamal concerns. So I figured, that's a good TDSP topic.
You know what my advice for Joe is?
What's that?
Get on Twitter, bro.
Yeah, he's got to get on. I know.
You want the right answer to
I
anything?
know,
It's right
he's
there
really
on Twitter.
Missing out. He's really missing out. You also should get on Bet365, where right now the only place you can use our code DNVR365 at sign up, and as soon as you get signed up, takes 2 seconds. Little minimum deposit, $10, minimum bet, $5. As soon as that's settled, something that's going on right now. Okay, not a Nuggets future that's going to be settled, next summer. $150 bonus bets, bang, in your account. It's very fun. Bet365 in Italy, being able to withdraw, use all my winnings from the draft. James Palmer's on right now on the Broncos show. I won a ton of money on Michael Penix being the pick to the Atlanta Falcons.
Hell
All
yeah, dude.
sorts of fun Olympic bets to get into. I'm going to bet some women's rugby tomorrow. Cannot wait.
You know what I'm flying off of a little bit still? Was betting Connor Bedard to win Rookie of the Year. It's the most obvious bet I've ever made in my entire life.
I parlayed that with Wemby. Super obvious. Plus 200 on Bet365. Amazing.
Beautiful.
Get in on that. I parlayed McKinnon Jokic. You want to have these kinds of receipts in your wallet.
Oh,
Must be
yeah,
21
dude.
plus. Physically located in Colorado. Please gamble responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, wants help, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. And a smooth transition because you go from gambling to not gambling at all. Taking your health into your hands. Toyota, that's right. Toyota, the safe way to go. You're not gambling. The road less traveled is where Toyota can take you, but do it in a safe way. In a safe way. comfortable way, and all sorts of options. All-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, iconic cars, RAV4, you name it.
I kind of want to get.
They're the best. God, what I'd give for a nice little Toyota Roadie right now.
Yeah.
Just in the sand dunes.
What's the one they just
it up?
What's the one that they just brought back that was
The
like
Land Cruiser.
I kind of want a Land Cruiser.
Oh, yeah, they rock.
Those are so cool.
Dude, that would rule. They're a Colorado car. They really are.
You know why? It's because we cruise over this land. You know.
Yes, damn straight. And you want to be safe. You want to be in a Toyota. Some gambles worth taking. Others, like when you're on the road, not. Toyota has you covered. Visit your Front Range Toyota stores at a location near you. AutoNation Toyota in Arapahoe and Centennial, of course. Crowan Toyota in Boulder. Groove Toyota in Littleton.
Isn't it Corwin?
Oh boy. Egg on my face.
Crow egg?
Corwin, I'm so sorry. I called it Crowin.
Yeah, but
Crowin
then you did
instead of Corwin.
a crow sound.
Yeah. Okay, the O and the R, so that old school dyslexia kicked in. That's okay. Groove Toyota in Littleton, Mountain States Toyota in Denver, Stevenson Toyota East in Aurora, and Steven Toyotason West in Lakewood. You guessed it. Toyota, proud partner of DNVR and the official vehicle of DNVR. Okay.
Wow.
How about it? But you don't see reads like that on the Rapids.
I'm going to give you,
based
based on what I've been watching, I'm going to give you a 2-point deduction. You had some technical errors during that, and you didn't quite stick the landing.
I did. That's true. That was a double jump, and I stepped out of bounds.
And
I
frankly,
think that would be fair to say.
Yeah, frankly, the degree of difficulty quite low. Reading.
Right. The trick was like just walking onto the mat, and I couldn't accomplish that. It's a great Olympic analogy. I really like that,
Thanks, bro.
Eric. So yeah, you guys aren't worried like that this Nuggets season has high stakes, and like if things don't go perfect, a trade is made and one of all the Nuggets are good guys is gone, or like Calvin Booth is gone, or Michael Malone is gone.
There's a big, you have to tell me how it happened way to this scenario. Like if the Nuggets don't win and it's because the young guys were not it already, and they have clearly started to erode their team for reasons that feel foolish and cheap.
Yeah,
that's going to be a problem if it feels like the Nuggets have closed their own window.
That sounds like a Calvin Booth is gone.
I would have a hard time imagining him being gone, but I think that high alert would be raised but I don't at all think that if it went poorly and they really underperformed and the kids didn't do well, like that Michael Malone wouldn't be on the hot seat.
What is even underperforming for? Like, what's the basement for a team with Jokic and 3 absolute 100% chemistry rated guys around him? It's 50 wins. Like, they're not going to win 30 games. We're talking disaster.
That's like 5 or lower, and you're not getting out of the second round a second year in a row. I think.
To me, it's very unlikely. Like, which I agree with.
They're going to win 50 plus games.
Oh no, I know that.
But if it's like if it really does fall apart, is the thing. It's like if it's and it's tough to compare it. It's where the Milwaukee Bucks are right now.
Yes.
But in the season, they took a really good step forward, but ultimately are probably in a worse spot. And yes, they had a coaching change in the middle. It's like that's when stuff like that gets weird, and you can really lose the rope. So it is nerve-wracking for that reason. But I don't know. I do believe
I'm
that
a little stressed about this.
But I just think that Josh Kroenke is so involved with the Denver Nuggets. Like he's there on draft night. He's there helping to make the decisions. I think that he has a longer view. Like I think that he thinks the guys he has are good.
Yeah, no, they've been really good about being patient, letting their front offices do their work, and sometimes it's not what the fans want, but I think long term it's really bared out. We've seen it in all their teams.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah, no, okay. So, I mean, pressure's high. Sean Payton really flying under the radar here. Not much pressure at all for the Broncos head coach.
No.
You don't think so?
Well, if there's pressure on him, it is out of unrealistic expectations.
I know, but like
team
pressure
is going
to at
to
least show you're moving in the right direction.
If the plan is to start the 6th best quarterback in the draft for the season, you shouldn't see improvement. You should see 25 picks and 13 losses.
I mean, Brock Purdy. I mean,
You know
like,
what I
why?
mean?
Like, you know what I mean? It's just like, why? They should be able to do something. At a certain point, like, it is, as Dre says, you have to give us a seed of hope that we can all latch onto.
It's
right. Not about,
I'm not
because
saying make the playoffs, which same with the Rams, right? It's kind of like, yeah, you can't regress.
you got to give me something to believe in, because I have to believe that this direction you are going in is going to bear fruit. If I'm going to invest emotionally in your rise.
Right.
If we don't see anything, that'll be bad. And, you know, I think that we will. I think it's going to be actually a really fun season. I'm pretty high on Bo Nix. Like, I think that he's not going to be asked to do big things. I think he's going to be really like a lot of checkdowns, a lot of crossers, a lot of Brock Purdy stuff that right now they're like bombing it in the, you know, in practice. Like, I don't see them using him like that. Like, why would you?
Yeah. No, that's a good point.
So the thing is, it's like it really comes down to like, who's Audric Estime? Is he actually, like, I know he got hurt, but like, can he be a bullish, like, bowling ball that allows, you know, like McLaughlin to be able to run and spring him out? Like, Sean Payton at his best is like a real, like, aggressive tactician.
Right.
And his style of play call when he has his players is such that it should put Bo Nix in a good position. So long as he's like, he just has to be smart more than anything. Like, he doesn't have to be spectacular. He has to be smart. And so, like, is that big of an ask?
Semi-competence to where you can dream on him for next year.
Yeah, dude, is that big of an ask that he can just, like...
No, that's right. And I think the bigger thing is that Sean Payton's stamp on this offense. Feeling like, oh, okay, that's something I can tune in every Sunday and feel like the Broncos at least have that.
Yeah, man.
Because I get it. What Mitch's saying, you know, you lose Justin Simmons, you lose Russell Wilson.
I know.
How much can you expect the on-field product to truly
we're not
be
winning
improved?
the Super Bowl. That's for goddamn sure.
No doubt. But there are some ways in which you can feel like you're seeing improvements. You're seeing at least moving in the right direction.
It's like when they won
the
9 games last year. It was like, okay.
I wish they lost.
I know.
5 more.
You're like, cool.
Honestly.
We just missed the playoff with Russell Wilson. That's our absolute peak.
Yeah.
Awesome. That was so cool. We definitely didn't waste everyone's time.
The best thing I think for the team is just be bad and add a real true blue chipper at the top.
Yeah.
I think that's the move. Being okay is the worst thing you can do in most American sports.
I just think I think that there's a chance that they're much better than okay.
Hope so.
I think so.
I mean, I'll be screaming louder than anybody, but
it's just the football is the one sport where every year there's a worst to first. Every single year.
Right. And you don't the most volatile in the standings.
Easily the most volatile because there's like more chance than you want to acknowledge. Just fumbles and turnovers and shit. Like weird. It's an oblong ball that like bounces a crazy way. It's like you can't. That's why it's so fun, dude.
Yeah,
it's
with
like
more
so
rules than every other sport put together.
Yeah, right. You're like sometimes like you have the perfect plan and then like Garrett Bowles just like hugs a guy and you're like, cool. I was setting that play up for 3 quarters.
It's so true.
It was just wide open. Yeah, dude. You just grabbed a guy.
It's so true.
And there's like so much more. It's like I always say why football is the best sport because it is because it's a combination of high brain, like it's chess and
there is
I just
nutty.
I don't want to watch. Like I want it to be Knicks because I don't want to watch another crappy vet try and claw their way to 2 games out of the playoffs.
But that's the point. We got to see
like just throw Knicks out there and be bad because that's what you are when you have a rookie quarterback 99% of the time. But if we're not doing that, if it's Sean Payton, like, well, I think Jared Stidham or Zach Wilson can really give it. It's like, no, I don't want to watch that. It's not going to be good. I'm not into it. I'd rather be bad with him throwing the ball however many times it takes to develop this season.
I agree completely.
Take the lumps and add maybe a Travis Hunter, maybe something in the draft.
Be amazing.
Yeah.
No, I'm with you 100%. Is there more pressure on Bo Nix than this season?
No.
It's
0.
Sean Payton, right?
Yes.
That's the one. That's the guy who's got the mark.
Yeah, it's been reported that this is the perfect guy that he wanted for his system.
Yeah.
So like
he's been bullish.
Yeah. So
he needs to kind of back that up.
Right.
I think there's a lot of pressure.
You should listen to him.
him.
Like he's.
I'd agree.
It's
I would agree.
He says he's got a guy. So okay, like I'm gonna believe it until I'm shown that that's not the truth.
Yeah. No. 100%. So we rank these
Buffs by a mile.
Oh my God! Like more pressure, of course.
It's all
Then
Buffs,
Nuggets number 2.
but it's distant. I mean, it's
I kind of think it's Broncos, honestly,
Sean
because
Payton?
Yeah.
the one thing is like you're losing Denver, Broncos.
You really are. It's this. This is a good TDSP topic right there.
Yeah, you're losing Denver,
yes.
and that's not dope. Like you got to stop.
It's bad.
You gotta
we are
stop-
Broncos town.
You got to
And
stop.
I think just with NFL fan base, and especially a team like the Broncos that is one of the largest fan bases in the country, you have to factor in the stakes of having a large fan base and a large TV audience. And,
Oh, yeah, man.
You know, all in the podcast numbers and this site traffic and all that. So the Broncos have to be up there. I just think the Buffs would be a little
That
higher.
brand has dissipated quickly. I mean, it's not the brand it used to
No,
be.
not at all.
in
And it doesn't
the
mean it's over
slightest.
forever, but I mean, like you're not going the right direction. That's for sure. I mean, I have no doubt that as soon as they are good again, that everyone will return. But you know, we're getting to like bag on head stuff. You know, like it's getting like it's a little rough in
Put the
Broncos
sad
country.
D-line picture up.
Dude, for real, it's like we're,
Right, an all-time classic. That should be. On
we
the
don't like
thumbnail,
we don't
frankly.
even have football fights anymore with people online. We're just like,
If that season
Yeah.
gets bad, we're making that picture a shirt.
yeah, like it's that's how it is, man. That's how it is these days.
Broncos 2 then.
Number 2 for the Broncos, yeah.
Nuggets 3, Rams 4.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
what about the Avs? We don't care about the Avs.
No, I mean the Avs similar situation to the Nuggets.
Yeah, so why are they?
It's
not,
like we need to
So
capital.
it's just the
They
floor
haven't
is too
got-
high. The floor's too high for the Avs. Same with the Nuggets. We're
Yeah,
like, okay, maybe they underperformed their seed by a couple seeds, but it's not like they're going to be a bad team. They're
mean-
going to have their chance in the playoffs.
I think the Nuggets honestly are slightly more comparable to like the Oilers than they are the Avs. Because I do think like Jokic has kind of become the sports McDavid.
Yeah.
And there is a bit of a pressure of like when you look back and you think of how great Jokic was, you're also going to think of like,
Yeah, you just don't want him to become the Mike Trout.
snap.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Or Shohei Ohtani. Shohei, if you need an interpreter, I can't help you there, but I'll give you great betting advice.
Yeah, smart.
Shout out to our friends at UC Health real quick. What a transition.
Yeah, great.
Good job. Real professional until you talked about it.
UC Health, they know how important mental health is, and they encourage, not just encourage, they are dedicated in association with Coach Prime and other teams to make Colorado, bring back Colorado to be one of, if not the, we are number 1 healthiest state in the country.
Are we not currently? Is
No,
Hawaii?
no, we've dropped off.
Is it
We've
Hawaii?
dropped off. I couldn't tell you, but we're not even like top 5 anymore.
Wait, whoa.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yep.
Is it because we got an in and out?
I think that's part of it.
I had it in out yesterday. It was great.
Would love to speculate, but do not care to speculate on what other reasons may be. So yeah, it's this is kind of a thing, and you know,
Oh yeah, it's the munchies.
UC Health, they're all about living life like there is a tomorrow.
Yep.
A bit of a switch I've had to make in mindset as
Yeah.
I've become
Yep.
older myself. And it's what I tell people around here sometimes, you know, take care of number 1. Number 1 is you. And UC Health gets that. Take care of yourself with UC Health. You're no good to any of us if you're not taking care of yourself first. Check out UC Health. They've got some amazing stories on there. And inspiring patients and all sorts of great initiatives to check out. So you can head to uchealth.org/tomorrow to learn what it means to live like there is a tomorrow. And on that note, events at the DNVR bar.
Scream.
That's good for your mental health. Good for the old heart health, you know? Hang out, get a little rowdy, a little loudy.
I was rowdy and loudy by myself this weekend at the DNVR bar.
Pretty
brother.
good. We should talk about this.
When?
During the Olympic
Serbia,
basketball
USA.
game we watched.
He was rooting for Team
I had
USA.
fun. Everyone else was sad.
Oh right, because
He was rooting
you
for
dressed
the
up
Dream
as
Team.
Because you dressed
He
up as
was
Walter
the annoying
from,
American in Denver, Colorado.
he was the ugly Colorado.
He was the ugly Coloradoan. Incredible. You, too, can be the ugly Coloradoan at the DNVR bar with us. We have... Okay, so let's start in chronological order. Golf tourney, huh?
Okay.
Huh?
Shout.
Those are fun.
Come
Those are
out,
man. Those
have
are
some
like
fun
legitimately.
golf
I
tourneys.
love those.
Rapids and Rockies takeovers. That's right. Come to the bar.
That's
park
fun.
here. Easy
That's fun.
peasy. Have some brewskis on the bus as you're driving to the stadium. Drop you
You're
off.
underselling the biggest aspect of that night. It's Todd Helton.
Todd
night.
Helton night. Todd Helton, Todd Father being honored, and you can do it again in a night where you're not driving. So
Yeah.
clutch for you. The Todd Father would appreciate.
Yeah.
And he would heed such
Me, oh
advice.
my, did he wait-
He would
wish that
heed such
service would
advice. God damn it. Why am I doing this every read? I don't think our advertisers
Yeah.
would love this. But we are the advertiser here,
That's
so
right.
I can.
That's right.
So I'm allowed. Then,
That's right.
would you believe it? Tailgate season. We're back.
Oh, my God.
So Broncos tailgates, best in the Wizard. We're doing it again, and it's starting in the preseason games 2 and 3 at the old sports fan lot.
Yeah, it's like right off of Alameda, or not Alameda, of what street is
18th
that?
and Federal.
Federal. It's right off
And,
Federal, yes. And it's like
They were popping last year.
Yeah. This is like we're not in the main lots area.
Yeah.
We are basically right off Federal in the middle part of the stadium.
Yep.
We're right above the lots. That's the best part. Is you
We're
get the
above-
view of the stadium, the view of the
Six.
tailgate.
Yeah, it's actually
view
like
of downtown.
It's actually like unbelievable, this spot that we have.
It's very
unbelievable.
cool. It's very cool.
It's very cool.
Pitts
Buffs-
takeover 7-7. Make sure to get in on that.
Whoa. Is
Yeah,
that
no.
a secret code?
No, September 7th.
Who are they-
9-7.
Who are they? Who are
9-7
they?
makes more.
That's July 7th. Yeah, 9.
Who's the opponent?
Portland.
Ooh, the Los Timbers.
Dang, yeah, the
Yep.
Timbers.
Big
and
one.
then before you know it, Buffs tailgates, we're back. And yeah, so thednvr.com/events, you will find all that good stuff. And yeah, check it out. I mean, we make it fun and accessible and cool and enjoyable to be a sports fan in Colorado, and the bar's a big part of that. So you should come in and check it out. Cedric, have no fears. No random dudes are
Yeah, what?
producing our shows.
Why would that even be a thing?
We vet them carefully, and it's our head of production, the woman, the myth, the legend, Alyssa Murray behind the sticks. I assure you, no imposters were allowed on stage today. Jamal Murray.
Yeah.
Is that what we're talking right now?
Yeah, I'm not. I just said imposters, and I don't want to make that transition. It would be too harsh. Didn't look like himself though. Didn't look like himself. Game 1 against.
Oh, in the first game. Well, the first.
That was a tight game. Greece.
Yes.
And he just played the Boomers against Australia. Canada is 2-0. He had 5 points.
Canada's got a medal
Grab.
for sure.
They're phenomenal. Defensively, they present a lot of
I
problems.
said that France was going to medal the other day because the just gave him the host nation bunch. No chance.
Well, and defensively, they should
well,
also
if they're
be a
getting those
monster.
calls like they
but
got today.
Canada
No
looked
chance.
real good.
No, they're not good enough.
I
They're
mean,
not
Japan
medaling.
almost upset them.
Yeah, they're not
Almost
good enough.
upset them.
It is going to be Canada and Germany with the U.S.
Good. Excellent. He dished out 5 assists and grabbed 3 rebounds. 24 minutes. Are we concerned about Jamal Murray?
Well, I found myself to be a little concerned, and then I talked with you, and you told me that oftentimes
the FIBA whisperer.
there are times and there are players that
Yeah.
just do not jive with the FIBA game. And one such example is Joel Embiid. Yes. And one such example is, I guess, Jason Tatum. I mean, he's not playing, so it's hard to say that. But there are guys that just, like somehow Patty Mills is incredible in FIBA. And
Correct.
It is
Facu Campazzo,
incredible.
legend of the
It
FIBA.
is like a weird thing, but you're right. There's just some guys just don't jive with it. And
No.
the problem with this is that this is now stacking 2 performances in a row, both the elimination series and FIBA back to back, and so it does not look good.
Yeah.
So that's the concern. But it's like you just have to be like, well, we've seen what he can be, and we have to believe that he can achieve that again. Mm-hmm. Or you have to get off him, and that's it. Like, if the Denver Nuggets believe that he is falling apart, it might actually already be too late to be able to sell high on him if that's the case. Like,
Yeah.
my feeling was, I wouldn't hate if they traded Jamal Murray for Donovan Mitchell. Like, that would be for me an incredible switch. But like, why?
Oh, man,
but like
that's
right
a
now,
tough
it's like, why would they do that?
It's a tough one to wrap my mind around.
Like, why would they do that right now? It wouldn't make no sense.
Yeah.
I'm not worried, if you were wondering if I was worried or not. Chalk me up to the not worried about a guy playing out of position on a roster he's never played with.
But it's the fact that they
guy who
buried him on the
notoriously
bench.
loves to enjoy the offseason and not work out through it.
Well,
I'm just not worried about it.
Yeah, that's kind of the issue.
Right.
Though. It's like
I'm just not
seeing the
applying
same problems we've seen in the past. Like,
I'm just not applying. Like, it's a different team. It's not the Nuggets. We
It's a
know we
different
get
team,
with we
different
know we
game,
get with Nuggets
different
Jamal,
format.
and it's worked by the fact that he had a 30-point triple double in the finals.
Mm-hmm.
So we're cool with that. We know he knows when it's winning time. 2-game winners in the playoffs just this year.
Yeah, great game 7
and
as
so
well.
like, you know, did he have some not great games against the Wolves? Yeah, but so did the entire rest of the team.
Right.
I'm not going to apply a very one-off unique situation to the Nuggets.
It's just, but you have to say, like, is that a one-off? It's 2-off now. A 2-off. Like, that's where you start to be like, don't love the trend, not jumping off, don't love the trend.
Well, the trend, he's coming off of 2 playoff game winners.
No.
Which is dope.
No, he came off getting
he's
erased
looking,
by Anthony Edwards and being largely the reason that they went down the stretch. He got too tired. Not his fault entirely, because he was overplayed by Michael Malone, who overplayed all of the starters, even when they were up 20 points in the third quarter. But
I think I'm like halfway worried and unconcerned.
I would say I'm not worried, but I'm not encouraged. How about that?
Yeah, no, it's not encouraging at all. Also, Jordy Fernandez, Canada's coach, talking about a minutes restriction seemed a little...
He may be a little hobbled. I mean, let's not...
Yeah, no, which in some ways he always is, right? And that's just fine. In other ways, it's... how serious is it? How, just the ability to bounce back. I guess my biggest concern would be his ability to bounce back from these lower body injuries. He was so good at playing with those or bouncing back really quickly from those. And I wonder if, Father Time is slowing down that performance. But generally, I do think different team, different format. This is FIBA ball. And, he's just fitting into his role. Dario Saric plays way better in FIBA ball. Melo, as Ken is saying in the Toyota chat, great FIBA ball player. And it wasn't by shooting the turnaround high post jumpers he was shooting. Became a totally different player, more of a corner 3, just catch and shoot type of guy. So.
Yeah, but it would be nice to not have to explain off his performance. It would just be better if he was dope.
That's right. Answering texts from Joe and being like, I don't know if I'm concerned or not. It does make me a little more happy they picked up Russell Westbrook, though. I think seeing Jamal in this state makes me a bit more comforted that they have some backup and someone who can eat up minutes. I know he's not the height of efficiency, Mr. Westbrook, but he can eat up
he's
minutes.
the bottom of efficiency.
Yeah. No, I just keep reminding myself that in the postseason where the Nuggets won the championship and we thought Bruce was a god and Jamal was a god and everyone else, Russell Westbrook also averaged 23 plus points, over 7 rebounds, over 7 assists.
Yeah.
In a series against the Suns for the Clippers. So if that Russell Westbrook came back, I think they would be A-okay, and that would be a nice pickup. I still haven't gotten over the Darren Holmes injury. That one...
Brother, I was there. I watched it happen right in front of my face. Like, it was wild.
To the nuts.
Well, it was crazy, too, because he jumped up, grabbed the rebound, just went straight up and down.
Stuff.
And then I saw his foot, like, kind of he kind of reared back and then just, like, fell straight down. And I texted the guys. I'm like, that does not look good. And Dev was like, oh, he's fine. I'm like, okay, I guess he's fine. Was not fine. Mm-mm. Was not fine.
Opposite of fine.
Such a bummer, dude. Such an insane bummer. He looked pretty good. He has a super unorthodox shot.
Which is fun.
It is fun. It's like a little. There's a little side action to it. Very interesting, and he didn't look like he was able to overpower anybody. Still, like a little too small, but has very, very rangy, very long arms, very long legs, and we don't get to see any of it until next year.
Yeah, but maybe there's some Vlatko karma. Vlatko comes back, has a bounce back year, and it's going to be great. and Holmes will do the same next year.
Well, that's, I mean, listen, there's what's his name? Demaryius Thomas came in, immediately had a catastrophic injury. We kind of forgot he was on the team.
Yep.
Rejoined the team like in the third week. And then he just was like, he was a guy you always had in the back of your mind, like, oh yeah, what's this Demaryius Thomas guy all about? Yep. And then he just burst onto the scene. You were like, well, there he is, my hero.
What a call.
Catching shots from Eric. Kyle Orton, dude. Those were the days.
Good stuff. No kidding. Those were the days. Kyle Orton to DT. Boy, imagine selling yourself on that. I could never.
Yo, the wildest thing is that when you go back to that era, like they were like absolutely carving teams up. They had
the offense was fun.
The Orton to Brandon Lloyd connection was the one that you're really thinking.
Good old
he led the league in receiving.
And they just had the worst defense that's ever been seen by anyone in the NFL. They just got annihilated on the other side of the ball.
Yeah.
And Kyle Orton is the least clutch human being ever to grace this earth.
Just looks like
he just looks like
up from a nap.
You know how boxers describe like somebody under their capability as a tomato can. Like he looks like a tomato can. Like just kind of beat up.
A little bit.
You know what I mean?
It's true. You make a great point. Do you have Westbrook thoughts?
Oh, I love it. Number one.
Great.
Number two, I don't think people understand how high up the list of best players to play with Jokic Westbrook is. And it's actually kind of depressing when you look at how the team building has gone around him.
The only thing is he can't shoot.
We're all worried about the space. We're worried about the space.
The dribble handoff action with Jokic, him getting downhill to the rack, is going to happen more than any player he's played with.
And like at the hoop, he's a problem.
Yeah.
Having him and Jokic both at the hoop is a massive problem. Yeah.
Everyone's worried. I get the concern. He's been a head case and he's polarizing, but like every fan base that has watched him loves him, or at least has a begrudging respect for the way he plays. Like Wizards fans talk about the season they got to watch him and liked it, right? It was entertaining. And it's a minimum deal, and he's at best the sixth guy and at worst the ninth guy. And if that doesn't work, it doesn't matter. I don't know. The stakes are just not as high on that one as I think it's being made out to be.
No, the stakes aren't high at all. It just requires that we eat so much crow.
Oh, 100%. I don't love that. I have said some.
That's the point.
I have said some things about Russell Westbrook.
Yeah.
You saw. I posted the other day. Me scrolling through. Like it was. I was like, man, have I said some? Have I ever been in pocket when talking about Russell Westbrook?
It's just like I just think it's going to work because Jokic ball works. Right?
Of course.
And also, like losing KCP, like, okay, the last team that lost KCP for Russell Westbrook didn't work out great for him, right?
Yeah, but that wasn't a 1-for-1.
Right. And it's not a 1-for-1 here.
That's the point.
But I just think whoever that fifth player is, whether it ends up being Westbrook or Brown or whoever, I don't think we understand how low the fifth player is to make the best starting five in the league around Jokic and the guys that he's played with forever is like, it's going to be very good. The offense is going to work.
Yeah.
The team is going to win.
No, the first iteration of that starting unit was with Will Barton.
Yeah, exactly.
As the
right. And so like, no matter who it is, it's going to work. We're going to have a ton of fun. Am I going to be nervous come round two? Yeah, of course. But that's playoff basketball, baby. We got Jokic. It's
true.
We got the best player in the world.
Just gotta be fresh.
Himself,
just
by himself,
play the bench.
Played the U.S. to a standstill. Don't have to talk about the rest of the game, but by himself on the court, they were tied. We don't got to talk about what happened when he wasn't on the court.
No,
but he was great, and so he's going to carry whoever's around him. And adding a guy like Westbrook compared to the players that we have had around Jokic is actually pretty cool.
Yeah, we'll see. It just has. Yeah, there's just so much volatility in it. It just doesn't.
Correct.
It just the stakes are not high, but it is an incredibly volatile situation. Yeah. So whatever, but I agree. Like philosophically, I agree with you. On paper, you're like, yeah, dude, like that guy's awesome. But then you could bring him in and be like, this guy sucks. Like,
he might.
I hate this guy, and I don't want to play with him. Like that could easily happen.
Which is a concern.
But it could also be really dope. Peyton Watson considers him to be family. DeAndre Jordan, as I'm told, was the one who initiated the conversations with management about possibly acquiring Russell Westbrook because they are such good friends, and Russell Westbrook had great desire to play here. And Jokic, I'm told, did not ask for Russell Westbrook, but was very into the idea, like
in favor of it.
Very in favor of it, which you have to like, because Russell Westbrook is just like a worker, and he cares, and he like will bring what we're told Reggie Jackson did not.
Yep. Okay, I like it, guys.
It's gonna be fun.
It might suck.
It might suck.
You're right. Okay,
but I'd
fun is
agree
the wrong
there's a
word.
good chance it'll be
Entertaining
fun.
is the word I meant to use there.
Be entertaining.
It's going to be entertaining.
Just
There's going to be
excited
plenty to
about the
talk
young guys.
about with D-Line on DNVR Nuggets.
For sure. No question. But the largest point, again, that we started 3.5 hours ago, not that much pressure on the Nuggets.
No, there's just not that much. It's too that the ceiling
Yeah.
is high and the floor is also pretty high.
Yeah, dude.
Fine.
I'm sorry. I know we should have brought something a little spicier.
No,
but
I
I
like it. I like it.
There are the right answers are all football based.
Yeah, I just can't.
Apparently, we're ready for football season.
Colorado is at its core a football-loving state, and
Sure
we have
is.
not been served quality football in a very long time. And so
There's some
we're-
quality
we are
footy
getting-
out at DSGP, baby.
You know exactly what I mean. You know what I mean. Colorado's too
Not the
corn-fed.
British.
Colorado's too rock smash to like really be able to fully absorb and appreciate the beautiful game.
Yes,
So
yes, the beautiful
we like
game.
we,
indeed.
listen. We trend a little bit harder towards the ultra violence than the chess, but all
Correct.
the same,
Correct.
we
Yeah.
love our football, and the Colorado natives and transplants are getting restless.
Yeah, they sure are.
I just want to see some.
Sure.
I just want to see some fun football, man.
Dude, I'm telling you, there's like
Be amazing. The
If-
fall to not want to kill myself every Sunday. That'd be amazing.
good luck there. The Broncos winning a game and then you have an entire week to coast off of it is the sweetest feeling. All week you're just like in a good mood, and you get to the point also where all week if they lose, you're like, life sucks. I want that. It's so stupid. What a dumb way to live. I want it so bad. I want to feel good about something I have no claim over and bad about something that is the same, but it's a small amount, so it's salt to my sugar. And right now we're just eating like spoonfuls of salt, dude.
Yeah, it's rough. Olympics, guys, what you watching? You got any early winners? Who's won the Olympics?
So
The French?
Go ahead. I'm talking
Some might
about-
say
go
the
ahead, go ahead.
French.
This one might be a little
Oh man.
esoteric.
Oh, okay.
Esoteric.
We'll allow it.
Okay, we go.
Yeah, we'll allow it.
Snoop Dogg, dude.
Whoa!
Yeah,
I love that you think
He really
liking
is.
Snoop Dogg is esoteric.
he really is
As an answer to the
winning.
question of who has won the Olympics, it might be.
It's like hard to understand.
He has
esoteric.
been.
He really is winning.
He is.
Yeah.
Imagine I was watching, I believe it was gymnastics, could have been swimming. There is a wife holding a newborn, rooting on her spouse in the biggest moment of all time, but she also has to do it within moments of meeting and hanging out with Snoop Dogg. And that must have been the craziest hour of her life. It's crazy. He's just there vibing out with families.
So great.
It's so cool.
It's watching skateboarding. I enjoyed Anthony Edwards watching the ping pong. I thought that was fun.
I hope he got to play them because he thought he could get a point off the ping pong team, which I doubt it, but
That's insane. But if he could, I'll reevaluate.
it would be very cool.
I would
already
love
love
to see
Anthony
that.
Edwards, but Snoop Dogg is so, I don't know. Somehow his career of gangster rap into
It's incredible.
like acting in Starsky and Hutch and like
Oh, my God,
doing all
dude.
that stuff, and now he's just like him and Flava Flav hanging out with Olympic families. Like,
Yeah,
I'm into
because-
it. I love it.
Yes, it's great.
It's perfect.
It's just like it honestly is like a lesson
It
in
is
tolerance.
amazing.
It's like
Yeah.
anybody can be a good person. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Yeah,
Even Mitch. Just
Yeah.
kidding.
I've had a great time.
point. It kind of is true.
Yeah.
Alona Maher has won for me. She's won me over. She's won over Jason Kelsey. I mean,
Rugby.
rugby.
She is great.
phenom. She's just phenomenal.
Watching her throw, like she was running down that
Yes.
right side and just, I
Yes.
don't know who it was, but she literally threw them to the ground.
Men's 7-on-7 rugby a little soft for my. I'm more of an 11s guy. Women's
Sure.
sevens though
Yeah.
a little more physical, a little
Sure.
more of my rhythm, running into guys, game on the ground. I love it. And so they're must watch. They've been so fun. Italy's going crazy on some reffing controversies. I guess judo, boxing, and swords. We've gotten screwed at every corner. You love to see it. Those are real Olympics.
Oh, yeah.
When you're like upset about the refs, that's the best.
Oh, yeah.
Can we talk about who's losing?
Please.
Canadian soccer coaches using drones to spy. You cowards.
It's not great. It's not great. We should mention they are
It's
also
not the spirit of the games.
the defending champs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is super lame.
It's super lame.
At the Olympics,
Yeah.
Like
that's super lame.
low stakes again.
not great.
It's high stakes, but like not the highest stakes.
Damn. I don't like that at all.
They're just but it wasn't just at the Olympics. They uncovered like a whole. This was the spearhead of the like. We just discovered that Canada's a bunch of dirty cheaters when it comes to soccer.
What the H, bro?
Which is so great.
Canada has skated along far too long, in my opinion, apart with this attitude and this appearance that they are the benign version of the U.S. They keep their
Mr.
They
Nice guy,
they're simply up there telling everybody sorry and giving them maple syrup, and they're cute and they are the originators of the most violent sport on earth, hockey. Whereby you wear knives on your feet and you carry around a stick and just like
bang.
Dude, and you get like, if somebody's face starts bleeding, you get extra 2 minutes. That's the
That's it. That's the rule.
absolute blood sport.
That's civility.
Yeah, it turns out Canadian soccer are just a bunch of
dirty
Fargo villains.
Dude.
Like
For real, dude. For real.
Yeah.
Oh, Justin Trudeau is like this. Oh, sorry.
I love
So lame,
D-lines.
So lame,
Dylan's
dude.
Canadian.
You're on the
really
clock,
good.
Canada. You're on the clock. We're
You
watching.
are
you,
on
bro.
the clock. We are watching. Did you have other losers for us?
no, that was my only losers.
Good,
I like to celebrate
good.
wins at the Olympics, but I had to take a shot at soccer. Pommel horse guy.
Oh, I've heard of
Oh,
Mitch,
big
Dwayne.
winner.
Dwayne was
Eric
telling me
is his
about
name
him.
Eric? Nick? I don't remember his name.
Well,
So
sounds
I'm
like a
just going to
winner,
stick
Eric.
to Pommel horse guy. Vibing out, taking a nap before he gets
What a
on there.
legend.
He has
What a
one job. He does it at the absolute peak level and brings home a medal.
Yeah.
What else
great
can you
to
ask
see.
for?
That's really
is-
great to see.
It's everything you want from sport. It ruled super hard.
Yeah. It's been fun. I've gotten into it.
And then there's like some continuing greatness stuff, like LeBron and KD were awesome, but they're always pretty awesome at basketball. Simone Biles was awesome, but she's always pretty awesome at gymnastics.
LeBron and KD were at a level though that it's like even for them it's like, bro, what? You haven't missed a shot?
Yeah, that was so fun.
And it was against
pretty
Serbia.
It was amazing. I had so much fun.
Dude, Kevin
They've only
Durant.
looked good against Serbia, both in the friendly and in real competition.
Yeah.
Steven Nedorskic.
What?
Pummel horse. How do you read that? Nedorskic.
I need you to say his first name again.
Steven.
Stevie Palms.
What'd I say?
Like Steven, you said something very
No.
Dude, old Stevie Palms, man.
No, come on.
Yeah.
weird. You said a very weird first name and it threw the whole thing. It just sounded like you were making noises over there.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, well, let's get to Cedric Exquisite's super chats. Cedric, you don't know who I am, but as
Or
these
me.
super chats were coming in, I was reminded, oh yeah, Cedric, the guy who needs to tell to chill because he saw his super chat, and we'll get to it. That's Cedric for you. Okay.
Cedric.
So
Do you want me to read
what's
it?
that? Yeah, read it. Go ahead. Yeah, this is what you do.
Cedric, $5. Thanks, homie. No
Yes,
D-line
thank you,
and no
Cedric.
vote. Y'all
Thank
were
you.
supposed to read super chats. All first last Thursday. Where's vote? P.S. I hope I'm okay because my tan is getting worse. That's weird. That ended weird. This is a different show.
Yeah,
This is a totally different show.
DNVR Nuggets podcast.
This is the DNVR
here.
Sports
Yep.
Podcast. This is like walking into somebody's house and asking why there's different
Yeah.
people there.
Yep. At no point did we claim to be the Nuggets podcast.
Yeah, dude.
Just
a different-
another show
Although,
on our network.
If
Yeah.
Just a
everyone
different
thinks
show.
that this is Nuggets,
They don't.
maybe we just absorbed the crown.
Well,
and
we
we
just-
are Nuggets
Oh, wow.
now.
We've got the.
Well, it
we've
sounds
got
like
Cedric's on board.
not too.
Cedric's not-
I don't know. He is asking us later on who we are.
Well, okay, let's get to the more
fair
important
enough.
one, please. Cedric Exquisite follows up, $1.99. Thank you.
Thank you,
Who
sir.
are you guys again? Not you, Eric. Yellow/bald. Wow, that's
Right.
great.
Yeah.
So
Right.
yellow, that's
So
going to be
first off, Cedric, the biggest gripe I have is this is not some yellow shirt. It's
Yeah,
the All the Nuggets Are Good shirt.
Yeah.
Featured even in our Golden Era book.
Yep.
It was like a whole thing. You
Yeah.
know who Eric is. You
Yeah.
know All the Nuggets Are Good.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
that was a thing.
Yellow.
How dare you belittle
Yeah,
the
why would-
T-shirt
why would
I'm
you just say
wearing
the ATN?
as just a yellow shirt? It's the All the Nuggets Are Good
ATN
DNVR exclusive T-shirt. Buy yours at DNVRlocker.com today. So
Oh, by the way, that's
first
Dre.
things first.
That's Dre.
That's Dre. Hi, Cedric.
That's Andre. He's also the general manager of DNVR.
Big deal. Huge deal.
And
Oh, yeah.
bald over here.
Yeah.
That's Mitch. That's Murchel. Everybody knows Murchie.
Classic.
Cedric.
Murchie's
Oh.
been all over the Rapids pod. Murchie's
Yeah,
been
that's right.
all over
Yeah.
our
TDSP,
show.
I'm here all the time.
Yeah, he's here all the time. So now that you've discovered this show, boom.
Yeah,
you
again,
can,
though,
Go watch every single episode of DNVR Rapids. Put a thumbs up on it.
Yeah, but just to be clear again, different show.
different show.
Different show.
Right.
Goes a long way for
I don't
for
want
your
angry
boy.
tweets that, Kale, you didn't get the pod up. Kale wasn't the producer, and it wasn't that show.
Yeah, we
So,
took today off. The Nuggets
There you
beat
go.
took the day off because we're going to do a Saturday show. We're going to do a post game
Oh.
for the Saturday.
bang.
U.S. or Serbia or
I
both.
actually don't know the answer to that. Now that you
Interesting.
said that out loud.
Wow.
I think Brendan was just so eager to find any reason to go home that he
was
proposed
so
a post.
happy.
He's like
Oh,
post
yeah.
game for cornhole on ESPN. And I'm like,
Are
okay,
you-
fine.
I invited him on this, and he left out the back door moments after that.
I would say he vanished.
He vanished. He vanished. We love
Are
that
you
guy.
guys nervous at all for U.S. South Sudan?
No. In what way?
I
almost
hope
lost
South Sudan
South
all
Sudan.
the way.
Oh my
yeah.
god, dude! No,
Nothing would make me more excited than a South Sudan upset.
there's no chance.
It's so funny because the
Yeah,
bench
probably
unit,
not.
you just think
Probably
about,
not.
okay, who's the U.S. bench unit? Maybe they have a chance to win some bench minutes. Oh, no.
Jason Tatum hasn't gotten to see the
that's
floor yet.
Derek White, Anthony Edwards, KD, AD, and Bam. So good luck.
And Jason
benches.
Tatum
Yes.
hasn't seen the floor.
Yes.
Devin
Yeah.
Booker at times, like it's
Yeah.
stupid.
It's so funny.
No, their defense is nuts good.
Yeah.
No, there. It's listen. Like
Shout out Luol Deng
they have
for getting that
their
funded.
pecking order has been revealed to them.
Yeah.
Now they realize it's KD,
Yeah.
it's Steph Curry, and it's LeBron James. Like those
So
are
sick.
those are the top three.
It's so
Pretty good. It's a
dope,
solid.
dude.
And
it's
then
solid.
on the bench, Anthony Edwards has established himself as, I think, a lead dog in a sense.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Along with, and Devin Booker has taken a secondary or tertiary position, which has actually served him quite well.
Yeah, no surprise there.
Obviously, Kevin Durant. There's just like the point being, the larger point being is that the U.S. has sort of found who they are as a team, and so now people
Yeah.
are in big trouble.
It's a good point. It's a good point.
Oh, I'm so excited. It's my favorite event of
It's so
all
fun.
Olympics put together is
Oh,
watching
it's so
Team
fun.
USA when they click like they did with KD out there. It's so nothing hits like it for me.
They just crush.
Zero.
South Sudan, make it happen, man. Make it happen.
Yeah.
And Cedric, I'm gonna look into maybe I can find a way to take some of the super chat money and repurpose it to this shirt, okay? Because I
send
don't
you
know.
one.
I don't know. I get that, not everyone has it for the shirts, but then let's take it easy on the super chats. D-Line, you'd approve a week break on super chats if then it meant reinvesting in a shirt?
I am so happy with the patronage that we get from Cedric Exquisite in any form or fashion. We thank you so much, brother.
Never
you help
change,
us out
Cedric.
so much.
Never change.
And we
love you.
are so gracious.
We love you.
Is it too late for another winner?
Who?
Oh.
Cedric?
Georgie Mihailovic, dude.
Oh,
I thought you were going to talk about it.
Well, yeah, but we kind of got into some, some other stuff. So
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
as we go on, dude, Rapids gets the overage slot. Had a
He's
rough year
making
in
it
Europe.
happen.
He was at double-digit goals going into the tournament for the Rapids. Goes over there, scores
Yeah.
in back-to-back games.
Rapids-
Beautiful free kick.
Beautiful.
It was an amazing goal. They're through the quarterfinals for the first time since the Sydney games
Oh my gosh.
in 2000.
2000.
So
that's
through
the
to the
Obama
knockouts.
administration. That's
That's
GW.
That's George W.
GW's
Did they-
administration.
did they
That's
have
how
some-
far back we go.
Did they have some bad loss to start off with or something?
Yeah.
I feel like I was hearing
They
bad
lost to
things.
France,
France whipped that
which
ass.
is starting a guy that's
Yeah.
going to start for Bayern Munich next year.
Oh, okay.
So it's like,
I just
you know.
feel I'm like I feel like I didn't hear anything about
They
this.
played
France should
well,
win
and then
this
they
tournament,
didn't.
So
But
they're
the
looking
Rapids
good.
number 10 looking very good, and the U.S. showing some real fights. So
but
you
he's
love
been
to
great.
see that.
He
You
really
love to
has.
see
It's
that.
been fun to see, especially because he's there in more of a leadership role as one of the 3 overage players on the team. And, U.S. men's national team Twitter is the most toxic place on the internet. And they were hating the selection.
You did it.
And he's done nothing but come out and be awesome. So
You
shouts
love
to our
see
guy.
that. You love to see that.
Shouts to our guy. There'll be a hero's welcome back at the Richard when you come back.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Shouts to my guys. Shouts to the chat. Leave us a thumbs up on the way out. Thank you for tuning in. And shouts to Alyssa
Thanks,
on
Alyssa.
the sticks.
Hell
we
yeah.
will be back next week with more TDSP fun. Until then, bye and be safe.
We all silly like the mayor.